can there be possibilities of life existing without oxygen? And is it also possible that many planets have living organisms? So, yes, it is definitely possible for life to exist without oxygen. If you look at the early history of our own planet, then if you go back to before about 2 billion, 2.5 billion years before the present, then there was almost no oxygen in our atmosphere. And yet we had life. And what happened was that there was this species of bacteria called cyanobacteria that evolved and developed the ability to do photosynthesis, which means that they were able to create energy out of sunlight. And the outcome of photosynthesis, the output of that reaction is oxygen. So gradually, these bacteria started producing oxygen in the atmosphere. That oxygen was released in the atmosphere, and that's how the Earth slowly became oxygenated. And once it crossed a certain threshold, it led to a mass uh, extinction of a lot of the species that were on Earth, because at that time, oxygen was actually poisonous to most of the species on our planet. So this is called the Great Oxygen Disaster, the Great Oxidation Catastrophe, or the Oxygen Holocaust. You can look it up. The information is available online. So yes, our own planet harbored life which survived without oxygen, and for whom oxygen was actually a poison. So there are lots of different biochemistries of life that support life without the presence of oxygen. So that's what we had on our planet as well. So yes, life is definitely possible without oxygen. Now, to the second part of the question, is it possible that many planets have living organisms? Definitely. I think that there could be microbial life inside our own solar system itself, because we know that there is water on certain moons around Jupiter and Saturn, and there are lots of hydrocarbons. There's the presence of organic hydrocarbons that are supportive, that form the building blocks of life on Earth. These hydrocarbons are found on comets, on meteorites, and on many of these moons of Jupiter and Saturn. And there are moons that have subsurface oceans. Europa is one example. Enceladus, I believe, Ganymede, and Titan, the moon of Saturn, also has very interesting chemistry, and it has a very thick atmosphere. So I believe, and even Mars. I mean, we know that Mars was once a very wet planet, and we know that there is water below the surface in Mars, and sometimes you even see water flowing on the surface of Mars. So there is definitely the potential for microbial life, microorganisms on Mars and on these various other moons of our own solar system. So I believe it's quite likely that there could be life inside our own solar system outside of Earth. So that's the first thing. And I think that life in this form could exist in abundance across our galaxy and across the universe. And I am pretty much certain that there should be intelligent life as well, intelligence that is on par with our intelligence, or maybe it even exceeds our intelligence. We have so many stars in our own galaxy, I think approximately 400 billion stars. And we know that planets are very common. Almost every star system that we know of has been found to have at least a couple of planets. And I would say there are trillions of galaxies in the observable universe. So if you add that all up, there are so many planets and so many possibilities of life. And I would say that the odds are that intelligent life should also be quite common in the universe. So yes, I'm pretty sure that life exists outside our planet, and even intelligent life may exist.